again, them first few rounds, I was a little bit. I was a little bit disappointed that he didn't go from the get-go, from the bell ringing. But I think Tyson. Honestly, I don't. You know, this is gonna sound mad to you, but when I always thought about when I'm gonna be asked this question, would it be unbelievable if I was to say that could be a draw?
Listen, it's definitely leveled up a lot more than maybe it once was.
What if the biggest fight in British boxing ends with the one outcome almost nobody is predicting a draw? Prince Naseem believes Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury could be so evenly matched that neither man gets the victory. He also feels Fury's awkward style isn't as unbeatable as it once seemed, making this matchup far more competitive than many expect.
Years and years ago, I mean, Tyson, for me, had this awkward style and this great boxing style where he could make AJ look silly. That's the truth.
Yep.
Things have changed now.
Yep, I agree.
Things have changed now. Tyson seemed to drop back a little bit, but you never know. You never know. You never know with Tyson Fury. I mean, maybe one night he can just turn up and just fight amazing and bring back them old days of what he did to Wilder.
Thought he looked better last time in his last fight. I thought he looked better in his last fight than he had in previous.
Fury?
Yeah.
But again, them first.
Adding another twist to the story, Floyd Mayweather has confirmed that he's working with Anthony Joshua. His experience and tactical knowledge could become a major asset if AJ eventually shares the ring with Fury. Many believe Mayweather's influence could help Joshua approach the fight with a completely different game plan.
I look forward to working with, Anthony Joshua real soon. We communicate all the time. We talk all the time. And I've met Tyson Fury on a few occasions. Great guy, very interesting. I'd like to see him, after the fight, I'd like to see him sing. I haven't seen him fight a lot of times. I've seen him fight probably only twice. Only seen Tyson Fury fight twice against Deontay Wilder. But it's a very intriguing matchup. You can never say what's going to happen in the sport of boxing. Both guys are great competitors, and like I said, me and Anthony Joshua talk on a regular. So I look forward to working with Anthony Joshua.
Another legendary voice has entered the debate with a worrying prediction for Joshua. The former heavyweight great believes Fury's size, movement, and ring IQ could create serious problems for AJ. In his opinion, Joshua could find himself in real trouble if he cannot deal with Fury's unique style.
I think Tyson's too elusive. He's not gonna hit him. Listen, we keeping it honest, right? I like Joshua. I like Joshua a lot, right? He don't punch. Maybe he punch harder than what's the other guy? The black guy, Wilder. He doesn't punch faster than Wilder. If he doesn't punch faster than Wilder, he's not gonna touch this guy. And that's just what I see. He punches hard, but he doesn't punch fast. If Tyson Fury can get away from Wilder's fast punches, Joshua might be in trouble.
The conversation continues with the man who produced one of boxing's biggest upsets by defeating Anthony Joshua. Looking ahead to a possible Joshua versus Fury clash, he shares his own assessment of how the fight could unfold. He believes Fury presents a completely different challenge and offers his perspective on who may hold the advantage.
I think that's going to be an interesting fight. I fought Anthony Joshua. I haven't fought Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury has a weird style. He's tall. He fights tall, Yeah. But I don't know. I kind of see Tyson Fury winning that fight. I wasn't too impressed with Anthony Joshua's last performance, but he got the job done, and move on to the next.
How do you see it?
I think maybe Tyson Fury might get it. You never know. Depends how awkward he is, if he boxes. Anthony hasn't fought anybody that boxes around and moves around. So we'll see about that.
Frank Bruno has also weighed in with a message for Tyson Fury. While acknowledging Fury's achievements, Bruno insists that Anthony Joshua would be one of the toughest opponents he has ever faced. He believes Fury cannot afford to underestimate AJ if the blockbuster fight becomes official.
Old age is catching up with Tyson Fury, you know? Even his dad says that, you know what I mean? It's old age, but I hope he does very, very well.
You think he'll beat Joshua?
He's got the survival skills, you know, Tyson, but I'm not too sure. Joshua is a very good puncher if he believes in himself. If he goes in believing in himself, he's going to be a hard fight for Tyson.
Chris Eubank Jr. has revealed his own prediction for the all-British heavyweight showdown. Although he respects Fury's abilities, Eubank believes Joshua brings more complete tools into the ring. In his view, AJ has everything needed to defeat Fury if he performs at his very best.
I think AJ's been a lot more disciplined than Fury has during his career, and I think he's probably in a better headspace right now, mentally, probably physically too. You know, I wasn't that impressed with Tyson Fury's last fight.
Were you impressed by AJ against Jake Paul?
No, obviously not. There's nothing to be impressed about. He did what he was supposed to do. He dominated an amateur. But I think, you know, if that fight happens, then AJ probably has the edge.
Anthony Joshua is under immense pressure to prove himself after back-to-back defeats against Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois. Every fight from this point carries extra weight as fans wait to see whether he can reclaim his place among boxing's elite. Even Canelo Alvarez has publicly backed AJ, saying he hopes Joshua defeats Tyson Fury. That support shows many still believe Joshua has what it takes to return to the top.
No, I hope Anthony Joshua. I always with Anthony Joshua. It's a good fight, but I go with Anthony Joshua.
Canelo, finally.
Huh?
Why Anthony Joshua?
I want Anthony Joshua to win.
Francis Ngannou believes both fighters' inactivity could have a major impact if this super fight happened. Having stepped into the ring with both Joshua and Fury, he understands their strengths and weaknesses better than most. Ngannou says timing, rhythm, and defensive awareness will be critical throughout the contest. In a fight this close, even the smallest mistake could completely change the outcome.
Well, again, at this level, I think it's very close. Everybody can win. And then it depends on how the fight goes. I think if it's going to be like go to decision, I give the decision. I will pick Fury if this fight go to decision. And then if it's like a knockout, I think Joshua has a chance early in the round, but as far as the fight goes, it's gonna be way off on the Fury favor.
But before both step into that massive clash, they still have important tune-ups ahead. Joshua is set to face Pringa, while Fury's next opponent is still waiting for official confirmation. The key point, as many experts highlight, is that neither can afford to trade freely in a fight of that magnitude without first proving sharpness in earlier bouts. Fabio Wardley stresses exactly that, pointing out that Fury's last performance against Arslanbek Makhmudov did not look like a fully prepared version of him ready for Joshua. On the other side, Joshua's bout with Jake Paul is also seen by many as an unusual test, not a perfect benchmark to judge his true level heading into the big showdown.
Well, I think that's a hard one. I think the warm-up will give us the answer, to be honest. Because like you saw with Tyson Fury's warm-up, comeback fight, whatever you want to call it, it wasn't quickest to it in them first few rounds. It did take him kind of 3 or 4 to find his feet again, find his rhythm, find his range, bits like that. So once he did settle into the fight, it became relatively comfortable. But for those first few rounds, I think everyone was a bit edgy and a bit like, oh, actually, he could get caught, or he doesn't look the same. So I think this warm-up fight, as we're calling it for AJ, will kind of answer that question. We'll see how he looks in that, because I don't think, one, obviously the loss to Daniel and then the fight with Jake Paul are really anywhere to give you a measuring stick of the AJ we've seen. So
on the other hand, Carl Frosch believes the fight with Pringa will not really help Joshua understand what it takes to deal with Fury. In his view, Joshua will likely get through Pringa comfortably, but it will do little to prepare him for the real challenges ahead. Frosch feels that the fight may only drain energy without offering meaningful lessons, especially at this stage of Joshua's career. He has been consistent in saying that Joshua has already passed the point where such matchups shape his development. However, he does acknowledge that even a warm-up fight like this can still reveal small details about Joshua's current form and mindset, going into a much bigger showdown.
Potentially not, he shouldn't be. AJ should be able to go in there and probably walk through.
So then is it a warm-up?
Well, it's still a warm-up fight because it's an easy touch. It's a mark time fight. It's just...
Does that prepare you for Tyson, though?
No, it doesn't. But it gets through the motions, and if you can get 5 or 6 rounds in there, which he managed that with
But with
fake
the
Paul,
level
didn't
of criticism that went into the Jake Paul fight, fake Paul, as you say, that was
well,
like...
he's not a real boxer, is he? So
Well,
I call
fine.
him fake Paul because he's pretending to be a
Tony,
boxer. But
real
he's not.
boxer? Says he aren't?
He's fought boxers, means he got in the ring with AJ with challenge gloves on. Listen, I'm not saying he's a world class. He got in the ring with.
You've got to give him credit for that.
Yeah.
And I give him credit for getting in with AJ.
Mate, he got in the ring with challenge gloves on. Very few people will get in the boxing ring with AJ.
Many fans believe Joshua's fight with Pringa will be the true test of where he stands today. While most have dismissed the Jake Paul bout as an unreliable measuring stick, Tony Bellew and Carl Frosch agree that only proper preparation will reveal the real Anthony Joshua. Although many expect AJ to finish Pringa early, Bellew warns that the opponent shouldn't be underestimated.
He's a little bit of an unknown quantity, Pringa, even though he's, like you say, if you look at his career, he's not fought anybody. He's got 20 knockouts and 20 wins, so he looks like he's a puncher, but who's he punching? You know what I mean?
I think everyone's missing the point purely about this.
But AJ can go in there and get a few rounds, go through the motions, see how he feels in training camp. He's still got to do a training camp. Still got to get through all
the camp.
That's
and then
that's the answer.
And then he'll know. He'll know if he still fancies it. If he still enjoys the game.
It's a 12-week camp with a new team. How do you respond in hard moments in sparring? How do you respond in 2 or 3 hard days back to back in the gym? How are you going to respond when I've got 3 sparring partners sparring 12 rounds and I'm telling them, knock them down, you've got X amount.
Eddie Hearn says Joshua's current training camp is unlike any he has seen before. He explains that AJ has entered a new phase of preparation by working alongside Alexander Usyk, bringing a completely different level of focus and discipline. According to Hearn, Joshua looks fully motivated and determined to sharpen every aspect of his game before returning to the ring.
He's flying. I mean, he is in a place over there. You know, it was back in maybe September or August where AJ said to me, I'm going to go and do 2 weeks in Usyk's camp and then just come back and, you know, and he never came home, basically, right? From up to the Jake Paul fight and then, you know, from there straight back into camp a month or 5 weeks ago. He's happy there. He's really happy. I mean, they're working him like a dog. Like a dog. He's never worked like this before.
Eddie Hearn's tone clearly shows a deep respect for Joshua, making it evident that this time even the training camp is nothing ordinary. It feels like a firm response to Carl Frosch's doubts about Joshua's ability to reclaim his lost legacy. Hearn highlights how disciplined and stripped down the entire approach has become, even pointing out a striking detail he witnessed firsthand. A fighter who has earned massive wealth and achieved almost everything, still choosing to live simply, sleeping on a single bed without any luxury setup. According to Hearn, this level of focus and humility sends a powerful message, showing that Joshua's mindset has completely shifted, and he is fully locked in for what comes next.
I said, it's a single bed, mate. I said, you must have like 6 inches on one side of you, 6 inches on the other side, and your legs are dangling out the end. Oh no, it's so comfy. I love it. I'm like, but that's just him. Does that make sense? Like, I know what he's thinking, and he's thinking, I'm here to work, mate. Don't put me in a king-size tempur mattress. Stick me in a single bed, I'm here to work. And it's an unbelievable mentality for someone with so much wealth and who has achieved so much. And this is why I always talk about how great this individual is, the mindset of the individual. And he is working harder right now than he's ever worked in his life before. And I believe it will really pay dividends.
Sharing his prediction, Carl Frosch leans firmly towards Fury and explains why he believes Fury will win on points. Frosch has long been critical of Joshua, even after the Jake Paul fight, repeatedly claiming that Joshua is already finished and questioning why he is still active in boxing. In his view, Joshua has already earned the money, won the titles, and achieved almost everything a fighter could want. Yet Frosch argues that the only thing still driving Joshua to continue is the desire to respond to his recent defeats. At the same time, While Frosh often questions Joshua's motivation, he also points to that same relentless urge to erase the damage from his 2 losses, as the very reason AJ refuses to walk away.
I think Tyson Fury wins on points quite comfortably. I can see how AJ wins. I'm sure Tony Bellew will make a case for AJ, but I think AJ gets beat on points. Tyson Fury, I think, gets outboxed. I think Fury keeps him out of the way, manoeuvres him. He's past his best Fury, he's slowed down, but so's AJ. He's not throwing as many feints per round now. His hands, he's not throwing combination punches like he used to. Single shots, he gets hit a lot, which gives AJ a chance to chin him. But I don't think that he'll be in the right headspace. I don't really think he wants to box anymore. I don't know why he's doing it. You know what I mean? He's made the money, he's had the titles, and he's had a couple of bad losses.
In his prediction, Carl Frosh not only suggests that Joshua's best days are behind him, but also insists that Fury would outbox him and secure a points victory. However, Tony Bellew does not fully agree with Frosh's specific take on the outcome. He believes no prediction should be made until Joshua first gets through Pringa, and only then can his true level be properly judged. Bellew stresses that performance matters more than assumptions at this stage. He also highlights the personal tragedies Joshua has recently faced, expressing hope that they do not affect him inside the ring, warning that if they do, it could become a serious obstacle in such a high-stakes fight.
The only thing I can fully really commit to and put my hand on my heart and say I really genuinely think this is going to happen is it ain't going the distance. The fight ain't going the distance. I don't think anyone wins on points. I think, and I make that. And the reason I can't put my hand on my heart and go I think it's Josh is because I need to see what he is when he gets in the ring in this next fight. I need to know that he's gone through a 12-week camp. He needs to know. I don't want to curse it, but I've witnessed and I've studied boxing my whole life. It's the only thing I truly know and understand. And I just really hope we don't get a moment like Oliver McCall against Lennox Lewis and a fighter can implode because you've gone through that much in your personal life. It happened with Oliver McCall. We've seen in the rematch with Lennox Lewis. He breaks on the way to the ring. He's broken.
In the mix of opinions, Aid Oladipo stands firmly in Joshua's corner and believes the outcome will be a complete statement performance from AJ. He argues that too much doubt is being placed on Joshua and that people are underestimating how dangerous he still is when fully focused. Oladipo is confident that once Joshua steps into the ring, he will not only win, but do it in dominant fashion, leaving no room for debate. In his view, the criticism and predictions against him will only fuel a stronger response, with Joshua expected to deliver a performance that shuts down all talk and reasserts his place at the top level of boxing.
My knowledge on boxing, of course, is nothing like yours, Ade. So, and you're up close with the fighters. You've seen them both. Who do you think would win that fight? Who goes into that fight easily now?
Like, just destroys him.
Wow.
I think.
A couple of years ago, you wouldn't have said that, would you?
No, absolutely not. A couple of years ago, I wouldn't even have put Chisora in there, Wilder. Like, remember 3-4 years ago, you'd have kind of laughed at that fight.
Breaking it down further, Oladipo also highlights that if either Fury or Joshua slips in their respective warm-up fights, the long-awaited showdown between them could disappear completely. In his view, boxing politics can still hype up posters and promote big narratives, but fans are not easily fooled anymore. They understand when a fight loses its meaning before it even happens. This brings everything back to a simple reality that both men must win first before any super fight can be made. For Joshua, the immediate hurdle is Pringa, while Fury is also expected to handle his next assignment as a tune-up before any potential clash can move forward.
If he was to lose this fight, does that AJ fight go out the window? Done?
Probably, yeah. I mean, there'll be some that will probably push back on it and say it's still a big fight. It is, but I mean, we're hanging on to it by a thread. And if he loses, I mean, it's gone from me thinking it sells out Wembley in a second to, okay, we might struggle to push this. And you got to push a narrative to the casual fans about these two are still the greatest. And well, casual fans are not stupid. Don't look at Fury and say he's lost then 3 out of his last 5, and AJ hasn't won one since, I can't remember, Ngannou?
Because he's struggling to sell tickets for this, Fury, from what I'm reading.
Yeah, you almost expect a big poster that says sold out.
The road to Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury has become one of the hottest topics in boxing, with experts offering completely different predictions. Some legends believe Fury has the edge, while others are convinced Joshua is ready to shock the world. But despite all the opinions, one thing remains certain: nothing is guaranteed until both heavyweights win their upcoming fights. Only after that will fans finally know if this dream showdown is ready to happen. If you've enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more of the latest boxing news and updates. The story surrounding Joshua and Fury is far from over, and we'll be here to cover every major development as it unfolds.